Ladies and gentlemen, we are officially living in the darkest timeline. If you woke up this morning, grabbed your coffee, and thought, you know what? Today is the day. Today's the day I finally treat myself to a Steam Deck OLED. I have some terrible news for you. You can't. The add to cart button, it's gone. The stock, evaporated. And the reason isn't because gamers suddenly decided to buy 50 million units overnight. No, it's because of something much more annoying. Valve has finally broken their silence. They've admitted that the Steam Deck is out of stock due to, quote, memory and component shortages. Also, don't mind my neck. Just had a little bit of neck surgery recently. Life is great. But let's be real. This is the hardware apocalypse we've been joking about for 2 years. We are officially living in the RAMpocalypse. Today we're talking about why you can't buy a deck, why the upcoming Steam Machine reboot might be dead on arrival, and why artificial intelligence is currently eating your video games for breakfast. Welcome back to the channel. Let's look at the damage. So here are the facts on the ground. As of this week, the Steam Deck OLED is sold out in the United States and most of Asia. You live in the UK or the EU, congratulations, you guys are apparently hoarding all the silicone over there. But for the rest of us, it's a ghost town. Valve quietly updated their store page with a little yellow banner that basically says, hey, sorry, we ran out of memory. And they don't just mean they forgot where they put the boxes in the warehouse, they mean the global supply of NAND flash and LPDDR5 memory has dried up. This isn't a shipping delay or a snowstorm in Memphis situation. This is a supply chain seizure. We knew the old LCD model was being discontinued. That was the plan. But the OLED, that's kind of their flagship. For a hardware company to run out of their main product right after the holiday hangover, that is a marketing nightmare. And the worst part, this isn't just about the deck. This is a canary in the coal mine. When Valve, a company that basically prints infinite money with Steam, says, we can't find parts, you know the industry is absolutely cooked. Now, why is this happening? Did the factories just take a nap? Did we run out of sand? No. It's because of the two letters that are currently destroying my ability to afford a PC upgrade. AI. Here's the marketing reality that nobody wants to talk about. Companies like Nvidia, Samsung, and SK Hynix have a choice. They can sell a memory chip to Valve for a $500 handheld console, or they can sell that same silicon to an AI data center for a $30,000 enterprise GPU. Who do you think they're going to prioritize? The gamer who wants to play Hades 2 on the toilet, or the massive tech giant building Skynet? We are officially second-class citizens in the hardware world. This memory crisis isn't a shortage of materials, it's a bidding war, and gamers are losing. Valve is trying to buy RAM at a price that keeps the deck affordable, but the AI bros are walking in with suitcases full of venture capital cash and buying the entire factory's output before the chips even cool down. When Valve says component shortages, translate that to, we refuse to charge you $900 for a Steam Deck, so we just stop making them until prices calm down. And this brings us to the tragedy of the hour, the Steam Machine. Remember back in November when Valve announced they were bringing the Steam Machine back for 2026? We were all so excited. A console killer, we said. The PS5 is toast, we said. Gaming is finally giving us a living room PC that just works. Well, the new reports are putting it brutally. I'd be surprised if the Steam Machine still happens. And just think about the timing here. Valve was supposed to launch this thing in the first half of 2026. That is now. We are in it. If they can't even find enough RAM to build the Steam Deck, which has been in production for years, how on earth are they going to launch a new console that requires even faster, more expensive memory? The Steam Machine is cursed. I'm convinced. The universe just does not want this product to exist. The first one failed 10 years ago because the software wasn't ready. SteamOS was a mess. This one is going to fail because the hardware literally doesn't exist. If they launch it now, they have two bad options. Option A, they launch it with barely any stock, creating a scalper's paradise where you have to pay double on eBay. Or option B, they launch it at $1,000 to cover the inflated RAM prices. Neither of those works for a console competitor. If the Steam Machine costs double a PlayStation 5, it's dead. If you can't buy it, it's dead. Valve might have to delay this thing to 2027, and honestly, by then, we'll probably be playing games on our neural implants. Let's put my marketing hat on for a second because this is actually a dangerous moment for Valve's brand. The Steam Deck's biggest selling point, the reason it crushed the competition, was reliability. It was the It Just Works device. It was the Honda Civic of handhelds. Reliable, affordable, easy to fix. But right now, the shelves are empty. Availability is the most important ability. Meanwhile, look at the competition. The Nintendo Switch 2 is rumored to be hoarding its own supply of components because Nintendo is famous for locking down supply chains years in advance. They are ruthless. The Steam Deck is still MIA even just a few months from now. Valve loses all that momentum they spent the last few years building, And don't forget the Windows handhelds, the ROG Ally, the Legion Go. Somehow Asus and Lenovo are finding stock. Why? Because they are massive hardware manufacturers with deep supply chain connections. Valve is a software company that dabbles in hardware. This crisis is exposing that difference. When push comes to shove, Samsung picks up the phone for Asus. I'm not sure they pick up the phone for Valve when OpenAI is on the other line. It creates a brand risk. If people stop seeing the deck as available, they stop recommending it. Just get a deck used to be the default advice I gave everyone. Now my advice has to be just get a deck if you can find one. On a personal note, this just hits hard because it feels like everything is getting squeezed. It's not just gaming. Have you looked at phone prices lately? SSD prices? I was trying to upgrade the storage on my editing rig last week, and the prices for a 4 terabyte NVMe drive made me want to cry. It's the same issue. All that storage is going to servers to train large language models so they can write bad poetry. It's frustrating. Gaming has always been an expensive hobby, but it feels like we're entering an era where hardware is becoming a luxury good again. We got spoiled with cheap storage and cheap RAM for a decade. But the party is over, folks. The AI tax is real, and we're paying it every time we try to build a PC or buy a console. So what's the verdict? What do you do? If you have a Steam Deck right now, treat it like a Faberge egg. Do not drop it. Do not leave it on the edge of the couch. Do not spill your energy drink on it, because you can't replace it. Parts are scarce and full units are non-existent. You are holding a rare commodity. If you were waiting for the Steam machine, maybe don't hold your breath. I'd love to be wrong. I'd love for Gabe Newell to descend from the heavens next month with a crate full of affordable consoles, but the math just isn't mathing right now. The supply chain is too constrained. I want to know from you guys though. Did you manage to snag an OLED before the shortage hit, or are you one of the unlucky ones stuck refreshing the page? And do you think the Steam machine is actually canceled or just delayed? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this breakdown, hit that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows we exist. And subscribe for more updates on the hardware apocalypse. I'm Cyler, and I'm gonna go download some more RAM before the AI takes that too. Stay safe out there.